The following content contains adult language and humor that is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others. Thank you.
Pacific414 for Pop Talk is here. Sit back and relax and join the conversation. We've got Baron Orman Tagge Cashmoney007 and even Mike too. Pop culture, entertainment, news and reviews. Discussions are had, opinions made from the panel to the chat. Everyone is welcome here. Reactions, watch parties, and special guests. We like to have a good time. Pacific414 Pop Talk is underway. Pull up a seat, we're inviting you to stay. Articles, collectibles, reviews, you say. Baron Cash and Mike bring the fun tonight. Now sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Don't forget to like or comment below. We almost forgot to share out the show. Pacific414 Pop Talk is one of a kind. It's true. It's true. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome, one and all, to your Wednesday edition of Pacific414 Pop Talk, along with our special guest, Lord Krit of Everest Production.
Hello.
And Cashmoney007. I am your host, Mike. And tonight, we are going to watch Alita Battle Angel. Now, Krit, I know you are a big fan of the manga, the anime, and also this movie. And is there anything you'd like to say about this movie that we are going to be watching tonight?
It's a great movie. It can have its cheesy moments, but again, it's based off something made in the 80s and 90s. So it's good. It's very good. You just gotta watch it if you've never seen it before. So.
Mm-hmm.
Is there only one video game for this movie, Krit, or the anime?
Yeah, you can. Oh, yeah. There's an old PS1 game for this. If you want to play the whole, well, that covers the whole manga too. The video game.
Mm-hmm. But there was only ever one made, or that one that came to the West.
It never came to the West. You got to get a translation mod for it. Yeah.
Interesting. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's still there still should be, if there's a second movie, there should be some merchandising, including games. There should be people out there who care enough to maybe want to make a Alita Battle Angel game. So.
Well, the thing is, there's still talk that they're working on a sequel for this movie. It came out in February of 2019, and it unfortunately had to go up against Captain Marvel when it came out. But let's be honest. Of the two movies, this is the far better movie.
Absolutely.
I know some history about this. So this movie was originally going to be a James Cameron thing. He wanted to make this for like 20 years. He read the manga, but he always wanted Alita to be a CG. Just the technology wasn't there all the time, and then come Robert Rodriguez. James Cameron was too busy with his Avatar films, but he had been holding on to it so long. So he decided to just get Robert Rodriguez to direct it, and Robert Rodriguez basically directed it like he would direct James Cameron would have directed. So this is him like acting as James Cameron's style, but it's still his kind of flair. Because I really like Robert Rodriguez. Usually his directing can be kind of over the top, but I think it works for this
Yeah, there's the episode he did with Book of Boobaloo though wasn't my favorite. So some of these guys understand Star Wars.
I will say
other stuff. Yes.
We never got a proper anime for this ever because James Cameron he had the rights for 20 years, so he still has the rights. So that's why only he can like approve stuff for this. Yeah, he basically owns the Alita thing. Besides the author, besides the author, yeah, for the film rights and television rights, and so.
Yeah. This was definitely one of those movies that I wish I'd gone to see when it was out in theaters, but I did end up picking it up when it came out on Blu-ray, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Krit and I watched it like I don't know, at least 2 years ago or something. It's crazy. He was like, "You got to see this," and they have there's a video out there that shows frame by frame from the anime to the movie and how close things are. And if people really care enough, they can make this stuff work.
Well, I'm a nut for this movie. When it first came out,
I'm shocked.
I want to show something if I could find if I could find it.
Absolutely.
So,
while you're looking for that item, Krit, I'll go ahead and say hi to those folks that are in the chat right now, and I want to say hello to Lady Mist. Good to see you, Lady Mist. Hope you're doing well this evening. We also have Helion here. Good to see you, Helion. Jet Sparks. Going out to get some food, and he'll be right back. And also to some newcomers. Ken Rivers, welcome. And also, I like Wafi. Well, this isn't a game. This is actually the movie, Alita Battle Angel, which we will be watching over in Cosmi. If anybody would like to watch the movie over in Cosmi along with us, just click on that Cosmi link pinned to the top of the chat on YouTube and Rumble, and you can pop in there and view it with us. Comment on either Cosmi or YouTube. But Krit, when you're ready to share your screen, I'll put it on.
Hold on, I was I think I found it. Let me see here. Oh, here you go. Here's my ticket stub for 2019.
Okay.
This is hold on, all right. This is how crazy I was for this movie. And I'm trying to send it to you.
Well, if you just want to share it here in StreamYard, you can.
No, there you go.
All right, I will share it via Discord. Okay, let me just open this in a new window so I can properly display it. Just give me a second. Put this over here. And I will share my screen.
I saw this movie 5 times in the week.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
It's hardcore, man. That's like Star Wars numbers and stuff. Yeah.
But see, that's what's fun about a movie like this. You go to see it the first time, you enjoy it. You want to see it immediately afterward, and you enjoyed it so much. It's like, no, I want to go see it again and again and again. And that's what we should do when it comes to movies that we enjoy. If we can, support them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It was a great year of movies. 2019 was a great year of movies.
Could you almost say that 2019 was the last great year of movies?
Um, no, I mean there's been great movies since 2019. Uh, uh, it's not fair to say. I mean, there's been Spider Man, No Way Homo, and a bunch of Deadpool and Wolverine, and a bunch of. Never mind.
Oh, he's laughing. Anytime he laughs, you know he's up to something.
That's
I'm
right.
not up to something.
Not this time.
I just realized
Aha.
what I said. Deadpool and the Wolverine, Top Gun, Maverick was great. I mean, there's been good movies the last 5 years, just not as much as 2019. Well, 2019 was Avengers Mania, so that was
Yeah, it was.
yeah. And then it kind of died when it had the Rise of Skywalker, which Cash said was his favorite film, and he clapped.
Oh gosh.
Yes, I've heard Cash say that, and I've heard him cry
Yeah.
as he's talking about it.
Yeah.
You know how that movie
Yeah.
was just the pinnacle of Star Wars and
It
the pinnacle
was.
of movie
It
making.
was something, all right. Mary Poppins floating in space, or Leia Poppins, floating in space. That movie just it was just there. It does really not really anything. It's just there. Yeah.
But
And Helion says that she tried to work on her channel, but it was a bust. I ended up working on my family tree. It's full of nuts.
Huh.
But if everybody is ready, I'm going to go ahead and press play on my end for you two
Okay.
gentlemen, since you're going to be watching your copies of Alita Battle Angel. Here's the countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there you see a transition to a dilapidated, dirty 20th Century Fox logo. Still feels good to say 20th Century Fox. And you got to give them credit with all the VFX and just how the city looks, and you'd never know this was filmed in Austin, Texas. Only if it remained as its own entity instead of being bought by Disney, right? And there she is. So, what were your thoughts on the first few minutes of this movie when you saw Krit?
It was pretty great. By the way, they race swapped the old doctor with a black woman. I just need to point that out. Also, that woman doesn't really add anything to the plot either.
Really? I mean, the thing is, if they do race swap the person, if they still sound like the person, that's
The
the most
assistant
important
added a
thing.
little thing more in the manga.
I'm gonna have to watch the anime, I guess.
You can play the game too. Yeah.
Okay.
Game adapts the manga, so.
And one of the things that impressed me about this movie, of course, we've already seen a little bit of it, is they added the big anime style eyes.
Yeah, a lot of people were like caught off guard by it, but Cameron, I think he fixed it by making the pupils bigger. So now no one really complains about it. The big eyes.
And Alita is played by Rosa Salazar. It really takes away from the character when they do that. You know, if you want to create an original character, create an original character that fits in that universe.
In
Got
this
no
story,
problem with that.
I don't think it hurts, but it was like, oh. Also, the doctor was younger in the Dr. Ito's younger in the manga. He's supposed to be in his 30s. But I actually like the Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, he does a good performance as Ito in this. And another thing about this movie is that it has the hero's journey in it. And Paddock, keep watching. You'll find out why. And everything has that sort of cyberpunk look to it. Yeah, that's what's great about her, especially in these opening moments of the movie.
Motorball.
And Alita's made a four-legged friend. I haven't seen the creator. Is that any good?
Mm. It's pretty much the same like in the manga with Hugo, and he wants to get out of the city. and it's pretty one-on-one.
Also a natural. Alita's going to start having questions. And the lovely Jennifer Connelly. Now, Krit, if you want to point out anything that's inaccurate from the manga or anime, go ahead. This movie came out February 17th of 2019. And that was one of the unfortunate things about it is not too many people did hear about it because everybody was focused on Captain Marvel. Good, bad, or indifferent. How was that, Helion?
Whatever, bro. Yeah, no, I didn't really hear much about this. There were a few trailers I remember, but no, they were really pushing Captain Marvel at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I didn't understand. I didn't know until I read into the history, and I went, "Oh wow, this is crazy." Okay, because when you first see that movie, you're like, "Oh, this is actually not too bad," and then when
Yeah.
you start learning more about it, you're like, "Oh shit."
I mean, even at my local theater, Alita Battle Angel wasn't there that long. I did, and I regretted seeing it. Wasn't that good.
I, I will always say this about certain movies: you can trick yourself to actually thinking they're really good, but when you start really digging into stuff, doing research and so on, you realize, you know, why why did I feel this way? Because you were looking for something maybe, and you thought you found it,
Yeah.
and then you realize that it's not there. But something like Alita Battle Angel is there's a lot of cool stuff to like about this. So, well, yeah, and like I was talking to Helion before about like look at the fact that we barely had any patriotic films over the years, which is really odd, especially about the Revolutionary War. We barely had anything. The Patriot I thought was very good.
Yeah, that's
Um,
a very good movie, and
mhm.
I've said it numerous times. We're gonna have it as a watch party.
But there hasn't been many, and now we may be getting one of Washington, and there's potential there, but we'll see. We'll see. So there's still some people out there that we want to. They really want to make something that's going to stand the test of time. But um, I was even watching old Trek the other day,
Mhm.
Mud's Women. I couldn't believe how good that episode was.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when people care enough, they really want to make something that's going to really stand up. So
Not only stand up, but also something that stands the test of time. There are episodes of the original Star Trek that everybody still focuses on even
hmm
today.
yeah. So it all connects with this stuff. But like I said, you could watch Rise of the Skywalker and you'd be like, oh, this is crap, or this is this, or you're like, hey, I actually like this, or this made me feel something because they finally said something about this. Then you go back and you realize, okay, if you're a person who likes to do a lot of research, you're like, okay, they messed up with this, but you were so happy to hear this that this movie actually made you care about. Then you go back and realize, okay, I was tricking myself. I wanted this so bad. And I think this goes for everybody, and they don't talk always about this enough. I wanted this so bad in a movie that I was willing to ignore everything else because I wanted this one thing. background, whatever it was of the character. And, this is not too bad. And then you realize, I can't watch this again. I just can't. That's just for me, though. Other people probably feel the same way, but I like to bring that up because you really can trick yourself into thinking some of this entertainment is really good when it's really not.
I mean, here's the thing too. You could watch a movie and think it's good, and you're not trying to convince yourself. But then you watch it again and you're thinking, what did I see in this movie?
Right. I agree, Helion. Exactly. Yeah. Then there's things that surprise me. Like I never got into Babylon 5. And the thing is, like, Babylon 5 blew my mind how good that show was.
That's a very good show.
That's
blew
because
my
you
mind.
are a Narn.
That's because I'm a Narn, yes. Because the Book of Jaquan.
And speaking of Babylon 5, as you see scrolling there at the bottom of the screen, our next watch party will be Sunday, February 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be watching Babylon 5 The Road Home.
In the manga, Hugo is more of an asshole. Because he kind of don't.
I think
he doesn't care at all for Alita. And
there's certain things that I feel right. I feel there's certain things that they can change, and then there's other stuff that can work on screen. But I get it. There's people out there, and I've talked to them. They're like, I don't want a direct comic book link. But once again, with this movie, people showed scene after scene after scene after scene from the manga or from the animated. The anime, I should say, and it matches a lot. So you can do a lot of amazing things with these if you're willing to put in the time.
I still think this is the best anime film adaptation.
It probably is, but there hasn't been many.
there recently it's getting better. I mean, One Piece is pretty good.
Yeah, One Piece has a lot to like. I don't agree with some people that say the CGI is bad in that. I've seen bad CGI. I don't think that's bad CGI.
I've heard people say that the live action Ghost in the Shell Scarlett Johansson wasn't very good, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
It was.
Yeah, I've never watched that.
They tried to say she was a Japanese woman and she had her mind transferred into a white woman, so she has those memories. It's not a good movie, but I like the original. Or I like the anime. It did have a Takeshi Tikano, though. He was in that movie. I like him. That big guy is crazier in the manga. He likes he slurps out brains from people's skulls, and he's like, "I got shat. I got shitted into the toilet, into the
Really?
Yeah, he's crazy. He's like X-rated villain. They kind of changed that in here, but it'd kind of be hard to adapt something when he's eating like dog skulls and brains and
Yeah, Clue's a great movie.
Really good film, too.
Red Sum, good to see you.
Hey, Red Sum, over on the Rumble channel.
Yes, he is. And also, welcome, mate. Thank you for following the channel. Welcome. If either of you would like to watch the movie, the Cosmi link was pinned to the chat. I'll put a new one into the chat for you guys if you want to watch along with us. So your name pop up, but because I originally had the Cosmi link pinned over there, it blocks it. And pun intended, there's a lot more to Alita than meets the eye. Yeah, it'd be even funnier if it had Arnold's voice. Yeah, you don't want to make a mistake with those Centurions. See, I don't know about you guys. I don't know about anybody who might be lurking or in the chat right now, but backstory like this is important for a movie. And then it sets in with Alita.
Mahershala Ali, he's a good actor.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He would have been fine as Blade, but once again, these studios are just like I said.
They just proved that there's only one Blade.
They can't. They can't.
And there can only be one Blade.
They can't see the bigger picture and stuff. They could have done a new Blade movie. However you feel about Wesley Snipes, they could have done something. They don't need to do these reboots all the time. They could do a continuation. They just don't. Just do something better than Blade 3, because Blade 2 was actually pretty good. Blade 3.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it's just like you got to prove yourself in a role like that. And Blade's pretty cool. You even go back to like the '90s cartoon; he was a pretty badass dude.
Mm-hmm.
Well, badass vampire kind of. Learning about his mother, learning about all kinds of things. But yeah, if you're interested in ever watching Blade, watch 1. I think 2 is pretty good. I never cared about watching 3. I don't know.
There's a scene in Blade 3 where he was so lazy to open his eyes that they CGI'd his eyes. And
I think I remember hearing something about
yeah,
that.
I heard that too.
You can tell.
And a little fun fact about this movie, they started filming this movie in October of 2016, and they wrapped it up in February of 2017. But the reason why we didn't see it until 2019 is because of all the post-production work on the VFX, especially for Alita.
When I think of Morbius, I think of I like the Morbius that they showed in the animated one in the '90s.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Morbius I like. I just can't push myself to watch the newest movie. I know people have all different feelings, but I know Jace, of course, really liked it. I'm sure there's some other people who did.
I didn't care for it.
I haven't watched the Craven film either. I heard pretty good things about that too from some people, but
I know Jace was looking forward to that, and he did see it.
it's funny, even stuff like Cowboy Bebop. When it started, Krit and I were like, okay, John Cho's supposed to be like 50s, Spike's character's like 26.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just another example. I'm like, okay, Jet seems pretty good. And everything was like, okay, this is going okay. And then when Faye Valentine came in, it was like,
it was on the screen, yeah.
Like, I'm a lesbian, I'm this. And it's like, everything's going to hell now. I think that's the whole. I have to agree with Jet on that. You've got to. This is what I've always said too. You do a Batgirl movie, you've got to have Dick Grayson.
There's just certain aspects that you need for it to work. Certain elements of a story that needs to be there for that story to work. And of course, with this is like Robot Wars mixed with Rollerball or Roller Derby, I should say.
I didn't expect that scene to be so loud.
Jay Courtney.
But yeah,
they got Jay Courtney because Jashugun's supposed to be a villain in the manga after this story arc. Because there's like Alita's like she's a top champion and she's like competing with Jashugun, and like Nova controls his mind, and he has a sister. There's a lot of interesting stuff in the Motorball arc, which is supposed to be the second part. They introduced Motorball early. I guess Cameron couldn't wait. He's like, I gotta show Motorball.
I guess he did.
Yeah.
I mean, not being
Motorball
with the manga, I'm sure when Alita Battle Angel 2 is released, they'll add other elements.
Another thing that we also see there, if it's a remake or something else, is they want to dummy down these movies too. Like they should just stay for mature. And what the companies, of course, feel like, well, if we make this PG-13, then you'll get a bigger audience. But if it wasn't already PG-13, why dummy it down? I think you can still get a big audience with a mature rating, like a rated R rating. Stuff like Die Hard. Imagine if there was a PG-13 Die Hard. Oh, actually, there was. That actually turned out pretty well. Excuse me.
I was gonna say it has happened, and
yeah,
actually, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't the
no,
greatest Die Hard, but it was.
no, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, and Justin Long wasn't bad in it either.
Now, Die Hard 5, on the other hand.
Yeah.
The last Die Hard with his son being older was bad, but what saved that movie for me was Bruce Willis. He was, of course, the best thing about that film.
Here's a watch party challenge. Try to watch a recent direct to DVD Bruce Willis action film before he retired.
Unfortunately, I heard that was in his finest hour because of his dementia and
yeah. He's like, yeah, he says only a few things. He's like, yeah, okay, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Always looking out in the distance.
no, it's not.
I don't know. For me, I also look at the games as a distraction for other people to do nefarious things.
Mm-hmm. It's not out of the realm of possibility that while the games are going on, with everyone else distracted, that you are having shady deals made in the background behind the scenes. Well, then it's time to go underwater. Seriously, Helion? He asked you to dumb down the word nefarious? uh,
Oh man, I hate stupid word games. I really do.
Nefarious.
she's drawn to that body. Was he just being a smartass, Helion?
What?
Yeah, yeah, I know, but just thought I'd ask. Because there are people that like to yank your chain. Who you're like. That she did. Mm-hmm. Perhaps she is. Aryans are known to be feisty, stubborn. Nothing wrong with it, Aries. Ruled by Mars. And it's a slobber knocker, folks. That's all it takes. He's been upgraded. I don't like what he does here.
See, that's right. That's how you do slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
Slow motion, yay! Snyder cut.
Yeah,
Snyder cut.
you gotta admit, Krit, at least it's not like Snyder's slow motion where it feels like every minute there's a scene with
Don't
slow
say
motion
that.
in
You'll
it.
trigger someone.
He knows how I feel about it. Not something I haven't said before.
Yeah.
He knows that's why I gave the second movie such a low rating. That was the whole problem with Rebel Moon Part 2. It just took forever to go because of the slow motion playing a big part. As long as she doesn't go terminating people and say, "I'll be back," everybody's good.
That's right.
Philip J. McCracken, a streamer. Cash and Krit are silent. Holy peanut butter and jelly fish Jetman.
I'll give it my 2 cents here, Jer.
The troll has returned.
Philly boy.
Yeah, but Phil, even you know how it is. When you enjoy a movie, you just want to sit back and watch it and listen to it. I know you hear them a lot in Discord. I know, but for the moment, they're both sitting back and they're enjoying the movie. And they have chimed in when they wanted to chime in about something.
Phil, you're a nut, dude. Mister, I say the same thing 5,000 times in Discord. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that, Phil. Always. Yeah, what happened to your feet? She's checking him out. Would you agree that the pacing of this movie is very well done?
I think so. I don't really get bored in this movie.
I never get.
It's just when these scenes are pretty interesting. The bounty hunters, the people taking out the thing, the games, uh, the doctor, his former wife.
But he doesn't want to do that to her. Yeah, I definitely don't like that guy. Well, he looks at Alita like she is his daughter. That's why he's acting the way he is.
Like I've always said, you think you have everything figured out until you don't.
Mm-hmm. You never know what's going to happen. realizes what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for having me on here. I'm gonna finish this movie later, but I hope you enjoy it and hope you see the anime version later with Cash sometime.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Yeah,
okay,
sounds good.
All right. I
All right,
hope you enjoy the rest. Yeah,
We'll
catch
do,
up
Krit.
with you
Take
guys
care,
later.
brother.
Talk to you later,
taking
man.
time out of your Wednesday to join us, man.
No problem.
If you want to promote yourself real quick, go ahead.
Well, you know me, Everest Productions, so just go Everest Productions fan film. All right. All right. Y'all have a great day.
You too.
You too, buddy.
Take care, brother.
Yep. Have a good one.
I know what you mean, Heliod. And I'm putting Krit's links into the chat, so please subscribe to his channel. Check out his channel. I know you won't be disappointed, especially with Krit's Star Wars fan films and a few other things that he's working on. I think Alita can handle herself. He's dead. Very nice. It's always fun to go back and watch classic games. I know I've gone back and watched some classic Cubs playoff games from the '84 season, of course, '89, '98, 2003. Yeah, whenever you're talking about someone like Greg Maddox, John Smoltz, Avery, just some of the guys that pitched for the Braves, Jason Marquis, you don't know what kind of stuff they had until you actually watch either highlights from their career or an actual game that they pitched.
Well, it's just other teams too, and you think how is the possible like things can go bad thing or team can cheat another team, and you're like this hasn't happened in so many years, and then all of a sudden it does, and then I believe in the stuff like baseball gods, and people may laugh, but baseball gods I think get very upset about cocky this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they think about what happened with the Dodgers, and it could be any team in that situation. And you look at things like the Patriots when the Giants beat them, the fact that Eli always beat Brady, just maybe some luck, maybe just whatever. And then things like Peyton and Eli becoming Hall of Famers, and you're just like, there's just some really amazing things that happen in life. It really is with certain people, and just all their career and so on and whatever. I mean, even people like Kobe Bryant, he had to learn the hard way after he lost Shaq, and it took Gasol to come into the team and the other guys to just find a way to just gel. Like there's a lot of things people can be very ignorant about stuff, unfortunately, and if they think that money is the only way that a team can win, they're very stupid. I'm sorry to say, money is not the only thing that it helps, sure, but teams have to learn to gel together. You've got to have a manager who comes up with it. You've got to also play from your gut too. So,
well, I was gonna say a lot of managers will use analytics anymore. You got to go by your gut instinct. If there's a situation where you think that your lefty out of the bullpen is gonna be the key to getting you out of this inning, you got to do it.
yep, exactly.
Thanks. My face.
It's like there's a lot of sure, okay. I'm trying to make sure that I don't have like the sound going, or people can hear that in the background when I'm talking. But any feedback. That's another thing that I also want to bring up, that when you're on a stream, and it can happen with some people, that if you have feedback, please do yourself a favor and mute yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get upset if somebody tells you that you have feedback, because it's just things can happen.
We've had people get
Yes.
pissed at me for mentioning that their audio can be heard.
Yeah. Look,
one of my things is, if you come on to a panel, make sure you don't have anything on in the background.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is for any copyrighted material that might come over the microphone, and it'll cause the AI bots to issue a copyright claim. Yes, it's easy to edit out, but still, if you don't have to edit out, then just make sure you have headphones on. And
mm-hmm. The reason that I find like also the cyberpunk world so interesting is it's just all the different rules that they have, and people that think things might be considered woke or whatever, 3 breasts or whatever that you see in things like Total Recall. These are all the rules.
You're thinking about Total Recall, man.
That's right. These are all the rules of cyberpunk. So, like I said, they can sexualize a person who's trans. They can do all kinds of crazy stuff because these are the rules of cyberpunk.
Yeah.
As I've always said, that if you're very interested in stuff like this, do your lot of the research. You'll be surprised how much stuff is out there. But the reason stuff like baseball I got into is because of my brother. He got me into a lot of sports. I can tell you that college basketball can even be way more exciting than what NBA has turned into. They take a lot of threes now. There is some slamming, like there is some dunks and there is this, but they're not putting on the best product they could. It's still popular, sure, but it has lost ratings because of some of the dumb things that they've done in all these sports, including NASCAR and all kinds of stuff. There is no reason for it. It's just these mobs that just start infiltrating things, and all things go crazy. So.
What's the need? Movie up. If you're referring to the Cosmi link, that's in the chat. It's pinned to the top of the chat.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me that. Hell yeah.
The next movie is going to be Babylon 5: The Road Home, and that'll be on Sunday, February 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then that Wednesday of that same week, we're going to be watching Nuremberg, which is based on the Nuremberg trials post World War II in Germany. And then in March, we're going to be watching Unforgiven and The Princess Bride. Don't worry about it. You've seen me in Steven's chat. There are times I misspell words left and right. I don't mean to do it. Just try to type as quickly as possible and send. I don't even look at what I've put in there. Awesome. Well, I'm an April Fool's baby. No joke. Aha. And she can repair herself. Oh, she's last human too. Now Hugo has a robotic body. Of course, a quick time lapse. And that concludes Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah.
Still a damn good film.
Yeah, it sets up for a sequel, but who knows if we'll ever get one.
Well, they've been talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. But
they do
this movie is an example. It's going to be a while before we even see anything.
Yep, just remember, guys, how screwed up Hollywood is. There's things out there that are good. There's things that are things, but just don't feel like even things that, you know, this is the other problem. Things are not being pushed. This is another problem with the marketing with Transformers 1. It doesn't matter if you like the movie, doesn't like the movie. All this stuff, some of this stuff is not being marketed out there. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you also this, guys, and you may think, oh, that's ridiculous. Once again, always do your own research in this. The reason that Hollywood doesn't want more Bible films, doesn't want this, and the reason that they're interesting, why? Because the stories are interesting. Mm-hmm. A lot of certain things will not be pushed by Hollywood because it doesn't fit their narrative. And I will tell you this, and it may sound mean to say, but I don't think it's really worth it to work in a lot of the entertainment business because of all the red tape. No, because of all the red tape that you have to go through, because there is some really good ideas out there. And
well, not only the red tape, Cash, all the ass kissing you have to do.
Yep. It's just not worth it. Like, what is the point of selling your soul? You know, everything that we've seen down the road has been changed and not for the better. It's not to make things more entertaining, more characters, more this. That's why things like Knights of the Republic, there's some other stuff out there, why it's remembered, why it's played, why people love it, why people want to mod it, is because the characters, everything just connects. And even back then, in the early 2000s, where it didn't matter if there were gay, whatever characters, because they all connected and they all made sense and they were all more than just one thing. So,
and that's something Hollywood's forgotten.
Yep. They also don't understand that their whole fan base is not going to just agree with their politics or agree with this. It's like the problem is with a lot of people and in society, and it's gotten worse, probably maybe social media, whatever, is because people can't be reasonable about a lot of things. It's like, it has to be this way. It can't be this way. It can't be this way. You can't see this. These people are evil because of this and that and this and that. It's really absolutely insane. But stuff like Alita Battle Angel, like if you like cyberpunk type worlds, there's other ones out there. If you haven't seen Blade Runner, there's a few other movies I'm trying to think of right now. There probably could be more cyberpunk movies. I mean, and even if we had like a Batman Beyond live action, it has to continue what was already made, because that's the only way it'll work.
If you're going to do a Batman Beyond, you have to have Michael Keaton.
Yes, I agree. Since he's still around, yeah, I think so. You know, give him that chance to be an older Bruce Wayne, and you know, then you got to find Terry McGinnis. Mm-hmm. So yeah, these things can work, and they can go from a video game to live action or vice versa. But it's always the people who are in charge. What are you going to do with this? You know, so.
And the thing is, you know, to Jed's point, it may take a complete and total collapse of Hollywood as it is now to start making things right.
Yep. There needs to be more independent films. There needs to be this. The budgets are bloated. There's all this nonsense going on in Hollywood. And then they get mad at a lot of the fans when they don't want to see this, or they don't they don't want to buy this game and they want this. And then you have all these other people who are like, oh, this was a big success. They're lying. They're this, they're that.
Well, you know, no. Let's bring up something, because I've seen it on social media. Yeah. You have fans of Star Trek, who look at something like Starfleet Academy and they go, this isn't Star Trek. And they've been saying it about other Kurtzman-led shows. And then you have the people that are saying, oh, here are the typical, this isn't Star Trek, this isn't Gene's vision. You know, Star Trek was always woke. Star Trek was always progressive. You know, Star Trek always touched social issues, but it never force fed you to believe one side or the other.
The ideas of what side do you want to pick on this? Do you like this side? Do you like this side? Orville has done the same thing, and since I've been watching some of the Orville, I'm still on season 1. I'm hoping to I'll probably do a stream about that when I'm all done with Spock, and if Mike wants to come on and it's just they give you these ideas about what if a male this. It's not just cut and dry, or it's like the problem with everything that goes on, and people don't want to see it because they'll be like, you're asking too much, you're this. We've had these things, and so if we have these things, then we should have more of them. Why do people want to go and see like an old movie in the theaters like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? That's an old movie. Who cares? People have already seen it because it's enjoyable, because of the characters.
I want to go see Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings.
Yes.
Well, it's back in theaters because I've never seen it in theaters.
Yes, I got to see all those movies in theaters, and the first 3 is just, yes, not everything follows the book, but it's just like with the Dune movies, it's just like with this, it follows enough where people can go, this is an entertaining film. And even when we saw the second Dune movie, because it was in theaters, it made more money, not just being because COVID was over with it. But remember, this is what people don't want to understand, because they love these companies so much and they've done so many great things until they don't. And that's when I feel like they deserve to be criticized.
Whoa. Are you yanking our chain? Are you pulling our legs? Are you being serious that you've never seen the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, specifically the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 movie?
Not everybody is into this stuff, and the thing is,
Cash.
it's funny. I know you're just being funny, but well, the reason that things become popular, animes, other stuff, Mario, whatever, where people go, oh, why they just keep doing? They're not doing the same thing. They're trying to keep reinventing the wheel. That's why Mario is so successful. That's why look at all these years it took for Nintendo to finally say, I think it's time for us to start making movies. They just needed to find Illumination. Illumination connects well with what Nintendo wants to do. And so then you just keep building from there. Why was a lot of the... Go ahead.
That Super Mario Brothers movie from 93... Yeah, I'm sorry. That was all over the place.
It was. And so, they're just, and then people like these other actors, they're obviously jealous. They feel they deserve these roles, or they feel this person does. It's not supposed to work like that. The person comes in there, and if it's the right fit, it's the right fit. This goes on with everything. You can watch something that you loved when you were a kid, and then they do a live action of it, and it just doesn't feel the same, because they're missing certain things. And because of the way that the studios and the different companies are willing to do this. And the reason that Mike and I and Baron and other people care about these things is because they're insulting the characters. They're insulting what the property is. They're insulting this. That's why they keep dividing the fan base. The latest thing, of course, is Stranger Things. They just keep dividing the fan base. These things do not make sense to a number of people, and then they want to attack them, call them these names, call them this. But the problem is that they're not making the characters more interesting, making this connection, making this, why should we care? And that's what I will always tell people all the time. When you're watching anything, I don't care what it is, or playing anything, you ask the question, why do we care? Look at something like Shinobi. Why has that been going on for so long? Because Shinobi is an interesting character. He cares about people. He doesn't. He's actually
he's not just
the enemy.
A Shinobi ninja just going out slicing and dicing. There's a reason why he does it. He does it to protect his family, his clan.
Yep. Exactly.
His way of life.
Yep. Why are teams great? Why is this? Look, if I know it's not ever going to be a perfect world, and that'll never happen. But the reality is that if you're playing a team game and people are holding you back, it's frustrating. These things can always be frustrating, and they don't have to be. But it's other people that want to make these things frustrating. Okay, and so then the pool of that of the people gets smaller and smaller because there are still people out there that want to do great ideas like Alita Battle Angel. Somebody took a chance, but you can see how long it takes for someone to finally say, I want to do this.
Yeah. And see, Jet, that's why I encourage people to go see a movie when it's been re-released in a theater, especially if you've never experienced it in the theater.
Yep. Yes, absolutely, Helion. Look, this is everything. It's everything in life and stuff. You go out with somebody, you want to make a good impression. The thing is that it's just a lot of stuff. If you think you look like a slob or you think this, it's like a lot of people. But remember, it's always easier to blame somebody else for your own problems. And everybody has problems. We're humans. We have problems.
I got frustrated in Half-Life last night. I took it out on somebody I should have taken it out on.
Yeah.
And I apologized for it. I sent him a message and apologized. But I was getting frustrated and let my emotions get the best of me.
It's very easy to do, especially gaming and, getting angry, throwing something and stuff. I'll tell you guys all the time that none of that ever works. It's what I have found that has worked with a lot of things that you want to do is you've got to find that kind of patience. Unfortunately, a lot of people nowadays don't have the patience. If they did, I think a lot of our entertainment from everything else there would just be, it would help. It would help.
And yet, there are games that you've seen me play where I had a lot of patience for that game.
Yes. Yep.
And then other games, it's like, this game's driving me nuts. Yeah, I did have to have a lot of patience when I played Cuphead.
Yep. The platforming stuff in the first-person shooter, if it's a thief game or whatever, it's just they want you to think about these things. So I would say if you're not good at puzzle games, you're not that good, you can learn. And look, there's even people out there on YouTube, of course, who know this stuff better. And if you can learn something, I've always said this before, if you're going to watch any kind of video, you need to learn something from it. But if it's just slander and it's just gobbledygook, you're not going to really learn much from it. All you're going to learn is that I hate this person or I hate this group or I hate this. But guess what? Then you find out that's not exactly true.
Well, I mean, how many times have I joked with Whoopa Troopa, who's a Cardinal fan? I said, I hate the Cardinals, but I don't hate you.
Well, rivalry is a big deal. The Packers, the Bears, the Giants, and the Dodgers, the Red Sox and the Yankees, the Cubs and the Cardinals. I would say that's a pretty big rivalry.
It is. Too. And of course, you can throw the Brewers in there.
Yeah. The Padres have become a bigger, I would say, rivalry, especially in the last few years for the Dodgers. But look, like I've said before, you can't. It doesn't matter if it's a streamer. It doesn't matter if it's a person on social media. You don't want to ever blindly listen to whatever you hear. It doesn't matter if it's on the news. It doesn't matter. A lot of people, unfortunately, would rather have somebody else tell them what to do, how to think, whatever, because it's easier. And see, people always want to take the easy road. But remember, as we've
not
been
only
told,
that, Cash,
yes,
we've lost the art of critical thinking.
We have
to think for ourselves.
Yes.
We'd rather use an AI tool
to
give us the answer and think for us.
And sometimes it's good, but
use our brains and try to get all the information and try to go through all that information to decide, okay, what's the truth and what's just about hot air.
Yep, exactly. So, I just a lot of things is just and the other thing is it's always easy to say everything is doom and gloom, nothing's going to get better, how dare these people, blah blah blah. But
I say that all the time when you come on.
That's how I feel about Mike too. I just don't say it to his face all the time. No, but
hey, someone's got to throw in the jab. Spares not here,
right? But yeah, the thing is, the other thing is that I want to push this more. If you're on a stream, you should definitely, if you want to just mute yourself and listen, that's good. I mean, I learned all kinds of stuff when I was just listening to people like Chuck Dixon. I didn't know much about him. And please, I've seen this time and time again, and I keep seeing this. If you're going on a stream, maybe you haven't watched this movie in a while, maybe go and watch the movie. Go do some research. Don't just depend on one thing. Go do some research so you can make good points. It's amazing to me how people continue to get on stream and they don't add to the conversation. You should add whatever you're talking about, add to it. And you know what? If you don't know about this sport, and somebody else is very passionate about this, just sit back and listen.
Yeah, sit back and listen and take in the information.
Yes.
I was asked to be on a stream talking about wrestling a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because I haven't watched the product, I had told the person, I said, I appreciate the invite, but I haven't been keeping up on the product, and I feel like I'd be taken away from someone who knows the product a lot better than I do.
Yep, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that because people are passionate about other things. Like I said, with Babylon 5 and some of this other stuff, even Deep Space Nine, I never got into it. When it first started, I didn't care for it. I felt there was just too much politics. I don't know what it is. It just didn't gel with me. But now, going back and watching and learning more stuff, it's the same thing. That's why I said the reason that people have all these disconnects with all these different franchises is because of the way you can just see it. Why are they pushing this? Why are they pushing that? They finally said this. Oh, it's great. Is this really what I wanted? And then it's like it's just so crazy. And yeah.
How many times do I have to tell you, Cash? The reason you do not understand Babylon 5 is because you are none. That is the whole reason why you don't understand this entire way. It's because you are none.
But the interesting thing that even Jakar and Landau, I don't remember the characters' names. It's been a while, so is like they had to find a way to work together. See, this is why this is why entertainment they're just missing a lot of things. See, this is what I always worry about. Like if we do, it doesn't matter if it's Green Lantern. You see how important Jon Stewart is, and you see how important Hal Jordan is. Everybody can be just as important as another character. Mm-hmm. What happens is when you weaken a male character or you make a female character super strong, there needs to be a reason why this is happening. Background is always important. Yeah.
And that's why it was important to learn about Alita's background.
That's
right.
What
is she really?
That's right.
What
we saw little clips, but it was enough to say, oh, okay. So she still has the memory of this human being who was somebody's daughter and was the doctor's daughter, and Jennifer Connelly's character, I can't think of right now. It was just, it's just the same thing. And stuff like AI, you can use these tools. We're supposed to, as human beings, we have to keep progressing. Like actually, but the problem is that we're regressing because of the things that we're saying, the things we're doing, the divide of people. It's just crazy.
It is. I mean, our whole society is a wreck right now.
Yes,
it is. I don't know how else to say it, Cash.
It is. It is a wreck. And people will only like facts because they say this. And so if you're in a classroom and you hear something, you have every right to stand up, raise your hand, and say, no, professor, that's wrong. That's factually wrong. And if they can't take it, then maybe you don't need to be in the class, because there is no reason to listen to this gobbledygook from people that are supposed to be so educated. And I'm going to also tell you guys this, and it is, feel like giving some advice today. If you're taking a college course or you're getting a degree, find a degree that's actually going to help you in life. Don't get some crappy ass degree that's not going to help you. It's like, oh, I got this degree. Is it going to help you? Get something in something you really like. Also, if you have to put other things behind because you want to get better grades, do it. It might hurt, but these are just things that you learn in life. And if you're willing to listen, you're willing to do your own research, you will find out. And if you have good professors, and remember, there are good professors out there. There are. There are good teachers out there. There are people who care. There are people who want people to learn. You know, one day I hope in this country that we will actually have pretty much everybody reading at grade level, everybody reading at the level of math. I don't care. Look, if you don't want to do statistics, you want to go into what stats. You know, if you have to go all the way up to usually stats, like if you're at your community college. I also recommend one thing, if you can, because it gets harder, get college done at a younger age so you don't have to think about it anymore.
Yep.
And if
there have been many people who have done that.
Yeah. And if you don't want to go into college, then find a skill that you really like. Even people who have gotten Ivy League degrees and stuff, they're seeing crap that's going on in college where it shouldn't happen. But you've got to get a good degree that's going to help you. Don't get something like
you don't
gender
necessarily
studies.
need
You can only
a
teach
degree to get a good job, especially if you go into the trades.
That's right. And there's nothing
the
wrong
trades
with going in the
are
trades.
Looking for people.
That's right. There are jobs out there that people are always looking for. But I will also say this. If you're able to take the options, take the options. If you're not, then, you know, that's another thing. So.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get to the point in the future where getting arrested for thinking for ourselves and instead of following the narrative tells us to like good sheep. But the thing is, at least here in the States, you have sections of the country that are speaking out against the rhetoric.
That's right. Yeah. Remember, also all these protests that are going on, if you want to actually make an impact about this, whatever it is, don't block streets. Oh, well, they have to because no, don't. You can make an impact on the sidewalks without blocking streets, without causing other people headaches. But remember, that's that entitlement. I'm allowed to do this because I can. I'm allowed to do this because I can. Okay.
Well, you see videos anymore, whether it be on YouTube, social media, anywhere.
Yep.
People who have been pulled over, and they tell the officer who pulled them over that they don't have to provide their driver's license.
Right.
And the officer looks at them and says, yes, you do. You have to provide your driver's license as your proof of identification. You have to provide your insurance. And you hear some of the people that are being pulled over saying, I don't need a driver's license to drive a car. Yeah, you do. Driving's a privilege.
Yes, it is. That's what people have to understand. A lot of this stuff is a privilege. It is not a right. It's a privilege. So
yes, that's one of my favorite movies.
Very good movie.
Are you suggesting that we want Dead Poet Society? Hellion, is that it? Because I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Very young
saying.
Ethan Hawke is in that movie too.
Yeah.
No. Excuse me, but everything. This is why it's very hard, unfortunately, especially nowadays. When we were growing up in the 2000s, saying that you could have conversations about a lot of things that people would either disagree or that people would make jokes, people would make
2000s,
this. Now,
growing up in the 80s and 90s.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, again, I've mentioned it before. You know, our parents could have an argument with a neighbor one evening, and then the next morning they're all, hey, how you doing?
Exactly. Yep.
We used to be able to do that, and I do think this is just my opinion. You can tell me to shut the fuck up. I'm still going to give you my opinion, but I think social media has a lot to do with the way we are nowadays
It
as a
does.
society.
It does.
We get so brave behind a computer that we don't know how to interact with somebody
Right.
face to face.
Right. Exactly. And even when people are asking and trying to be civil about something, you get these people that just want to rip your head off because whatever the news tells them, whatever their professors tell them must be true, must be law. It's crazy. Yes, I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, but that's why. But there's still people out there that really want to do what's right, really want to fight for actual justice, and the thing
there are
is,
people who have been protesting long enough. They know the do's and don'ts of protesting.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The issue just isn't social media, but the news is part of the problem. A big part of the problem.
No. But yes, then a lot of the mainstream media is. But I'm telling you, other people that think differently, a lot of the mainstream media wishes they would go away. But everything's been infiltrated. Everything, every website, everything, stories they put out, things they put out. Oh, this is the reason prices are going up. All kinds of stuff. It's always these things give easy access for companies to cause consumers more headaches, and then the consumers themselves decide, well, we're going to accept this, and once you start accepting this stuff, it gets worse, and it's been proven time and time again.
Games that have been released that are mediocre, people are acting like it's the greatest sound on earth. They're acting like it's a game you should pick up. When you read reviews, that's what these reviews are saying on Steam about the game. They're saying the game is broken, and yet you're trying to give people false hope by telling them, no, this game is great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sorry when I say this. Don't sell me lemons when it comes to a game.
That's right.
And try to make lemonade, and that lemonade is putrid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a paying customer. I can purchase, an item that I need for the house or anything. If that product is shit, I'm going to let you know. This product is shit. Don't buy it.
That's right.
Oh, did you read the instructions? Yes. And the quality of this item is shit.
Yep.
But is there anything else you want to say, Cash?
No, I think I'm good. I hopefully gave a lot of good advice.
And, I just want everybody to know, especially new people, I'm feisty. I've always been feisty. So if you hear me getting feisty on stream, just be careful. It's like I've told Cash and Baron. My pronouns, if I actually had any, would be Klingon. And this is what I would look at like as a Klingon. I'm always ready for battle. But we just got to get back to common sense.
Yes, that's one of the biggest problems that we have all over the world is lack of common sense.
Yeah, it is. But you know what's not the lack of common sense, Cash?
Mm-hmm.
What's coming up on Phantom Hooligans?
Well,
Is he or isn't he going to stream?
I'm planning on it. Yeah. We got to. Let's see. Is nothing's going on Saturday? I can't. I remember if you have the.
I have the
Tricks
adventure
up.
continues.
Okay. Well, I guess tomorrow maybe after your stream or something, we can look at the Rumble thing and see if we can get that set up for Friday.
I could tell you how to do it. It's easy. I could show you how to do it. It's easy.
Yeah, no, I remember you showed me. I just want to talk to you a little bit.
I'm not saying that to sound cocky. It literally is easy.
Yeah. So let me.
And maybe it's because I understand what I need to do to get it functional.
Yeah, I think it's also I'm just a little bit worried because of some of these problems. It's like this stuff used to work fine, and then I know this machine's a little bit older, maybe more than a little bit, and it was just I want to make sure that. So I guess I'm going to test Evil West today and see if it's still running well, and if it is, then we should be able to do a stream on Friday.
Okay, sounds good.
If I have any questions, I'll ask you. But I think after the stream, or maybe I'll pop in if we can talk about that while you're playing your game and stuff, whatever. So
we can definitely talk about it. I mean, after this stream, I have to set up the Rumble side for tomorrow's stream anyway.
Yeah, but I have to get back to doing a lot of this stuff again. So. I got part 3 of Another Crab's Treasure. I've got part 3 of some other stuff. I've got Hollow Knight to continue to play. That's a tough game. That's fine. I'm all up for the challenge. And some of these other videos that I haven't done yet. So I still haven't done my one about the convention. I think I've thought about doing a video about why I just don't care about seeing Wicked Part 2. I might do that. Just not for me. I know where it's
knew it
go.
wasn't going to be for me because I took my sister to see part 1.
Yeah,
because I know she and my mom would have gone to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister was excited about seeing Wicked Part 1, and she's excited about seeing Wicked Part 2. So I want my sister to see Part 1 when it released in 2024, and then last year I paid for my sister's ticket and her cup that she got from the theater that had the Wicked logo and stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was part of her Christmas present because, like me, she doesn't know what she really needs anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I did that for her. But as far as Wicked is concerned, no, I am not going down that road again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And my sister knows musicals have never been my thing. There are a couple I liked, but I've never been like, oh yeah, let's go see a musical. It's more like, oh great, we're going to see a musical.
I think with it, like anything, it's the story. If the story looks interesting, then it's probably going to be worth it. If you like the singing, fine. You don't like the singing, you can find stuff that seems goofy and still has heart to it. And you're like, wow, this is 10,000 times better than this because they did this, that. I don't know, Lady Miss. I just can't look at the Wicked Queen as Wicked Queen, the Wicked Witch. I'm thinking of someone else. I can't look at the Wicked Witch as anything but evil. So, not misunderstood ever.
Well, I mean, it's not even really. Well, let's just be honest. It's not really a part of the original Wizard of Oz stories. It's fan fiction, is what it is.
That's what it is. It is. It's definitely fan fiction. So, but it's just I can't. It's just to me the witch is always evil, and even though they try to make her misunderstood, I'm like, no, I think she should still be evil even when she's in the academy. If she's in school, I just no. That and then they're like, oh, they turn her this way. I mean, we already know, like the Wizard, if you've seen the Wizard of Oz stuff.
Yeah, we do.
And it's interesting, it's interesting when Dorothy finds that out and stuff. So
don't pay any attention to that man behind the curtain.
That's right. But yeah, it's just like I said. Anytime you want to do a stream, and to point this out too, it's like you find something you're passionate about, and then just talk about it. You'd be surprised.
Later, Mrs. I won't be watching it. Too much of a girly movie. No explosions.
No explosions for Lady Mist.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know what movie we should watch? Yeah, that's right. We should watch Predator. That's right. We should get to the chopper.
Predator. I still think like movies like Eraser is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arnold's got some quality. I think True Lies is still a very good film.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Quality cast. So, also it's funny too with these characters. You're like, why can't these people be like their character more? Why can't they be more like their character? Like they, in real life, they're not like this. I wish they were more like their character. They're a lot cooler.
Helion brings up Twilight. I can remember I was with a friend one day over at his house. He and his wife and his stepdaughter was really big into Twilight, and his wife just started cracking up when he and I just looked at each other when the stepdaughter mentioned Twilight, because we just looked at each other and rolled our eyes.
It's the whole thing is vampires should never sparkle ever. That should not be a thing ever. Vampires are supposed to look cool with blood on them and whatever coming off their mouth.
And if I'm going to see an action movie, I don't want to see an action movie where it takes too long to actually get into the action. A movie like Rambo, that doesn't take too long to get into the action.
No.
And where do you think I learned all my moves? In games, come on. I'm going to always Rambo it, Cash.
Yes. That's not always the best idea, but yeah.
Morally gray characters, yeah.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, there's good and evil. There's just that middle ground, that gray ground.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it was. It most certainly was.
Even characters like Doc Ock. I mean, you watch Spider-Man 2, which I still think is one of the best comic book movies ever made. It's just like, if everything didn't go wrong, he thought he was doing things that were right, but he got arrogant. Mm-hmm. And this is what happened. Then he ended up turning evil, but he wasn't always completely evil. He still had somewhat of a soul in him. So, characters can be more than just evil, but evil characters should not. The thing is, like Cruella de Vil, yes, her whole thing, but she wasn't just one-dimensional evil either. Excuse me. So making her misunderstood and making all these old characters misunderstood, isn't that cool? It's like, no, stupid.
Yeah, I think of Alucard.
Yeah, Alucard
being a great vampire character.
Mm-hmm. He's great in Castlevania too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just want entertaining movies and entertaining TV shows that keep me glued to the television. I don't start looking for a book to read or go, I'm turning this shit off and going to bed.
Yeah. Well, you might find an anime you like, but if you if you don't like that art style, you're probably, and you don't care for the fan service, you're probably not going to like anime, and that's okay. But there's other ones you can find that doesn't have that fan service.
Mm-hmm. There's something out there for everybody. You don't have to always like what someone else likes.
Nope.
I mean, yeah, it would be great if Helion was a Cub fan, but at least she still likes baseball. Same with you. It'd be great if you were a Cub fan, but you know, can't get everything. But at least you both like baseball, and we all understand the sport. We all know there's an appropriate time to being the opposing batter.
I can find anime for you, Helion, where you will actually care about the characters. Yes, not a problem. Not a problem at all.
Like, sure, my hero.
Yep, maybe I will.
But is there anything else coming up on your channel, Cash?
No, I'm just got to keep working on some videos and stuff. Like I've always told people, it's easy to stop doing. You got to do research and you got to keep going. And I just got to set up OBS again. And some things I have to say though, with certain games are frustrating. Space Marine 2 in some ways is frustrating, but I'll have to figure it out because I would like to stream and maybe it'll just, maybe Mike and I'll just be playing and it'll just be us for a while until Baron comes back and that's all right. Trying to make me feel bad about that, Helion. All right.
Trinity, Blood, Fed, and other vampires sweet.
No.
Sure, we'd have different perspectives. One of us would have the perspective of the Cubs. They're always looking good, no matter how bad the season has started. The other would be more realistic. This team needs this, that, and the other. And the other would just come out and say it. This team sucks.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Cash, you couldn't help me with my stream until it was too late.
She was too late asking. That's the problem. I can help you another day.
And she liked Underworld. Yeah, Underworld's great.
Yep.
Okay, maybe I have other reasons to like Underworld too. What?
Yeah. So.
But just so everybody knows what's coming up on Pacific414 for YouTube and Rumble for the next few days. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow with some more Mass Effect. Yeah, I'm gonna get lost. I'm gonna get lost in that game. I'm already lost in that game.
Mass Effect is fantastic.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying what I've experienced.
Very good. Yeah.
So far, yeah. So I'll be playing that YouTube and Rumble at 6 p.m. Eastern for tomorrow or Thursday, depending on when you're seeing this. And then on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern will be episode 19 of The Adventure Continues, a Star Trek discussion. And we will be talking about the first episode of Deep Space Nine, Emissary. And I have invited Anonymous, DJ Ronnie G, to be there. You're going to also have an invite to Cash if you want to join.
I might do that.
Yeah, because I know Baron won't be there because he's helping out his mom and he's busy with a lot of different stuff right now, so that's why he's not here. And I've already told him, you need to get in touch with me. Get in touch with me. And then of course we'll have Sunday's Pop Talk at its brand new time at 6 p.m. Eastern, just like all streams from now on are at 6 p.m. Eastern instead of 1 o'clock on a Sunday, 5 o'clock on a Tuesday, 6 o'clock on a Wednesday, 5 o'clock on a Thursday, 8 o'clock on a Saturday. It's all 6 o'clock from now on. But of course, I want to thank everybody who came by. And Helion says you were supposed to help me find a game.
I mean, I guess I can. But I've talked about this. It depends what you like,
And Lady Miss says, I thought you meant real Cubs. Like in Baby Tiger. What? You're saying that the baseball team can't be babies either? They can. Trust me, Lady Miss, they can. I've seen plenty of games where the players act like babies. So, and Helion says, baby tigers are super cute. Yeah, and they can also scratch your eye out. But yes, take care, everybody. And of course, I do want to acknowledge, yes, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, and that would be 5 p.m. Central. Don't sound too excited, Professor. Uh-oh. Cash, be
Maybe
careful.
I won't. I know, right?
But Lady Mist, thank you very much. Jet Sparks, thank you very much. And I'm probably gonna say this name wrong. I'm gonna try it though. Kid Reverse, thank you very much. Of course, I know I already thanked her. I'm thanking her again, just like I'm gonna thank Lady Mist again, Jet Sparks again. And also, I like Worf or Wifey. Sorry if I messed up the name. And of course, Phil McCracken and anybody who was listening and lurking, because there are people who will listen and lurk. But everybody, take care. And remember 2 things on this channel. Okay, maybe 3. Don't ever give up on me when I'm playing a game, because just when you do, you might miss something. I'm not just a baseball guy, I'm an all-around guy. And just deal with me. I'm cranky, I'm old, and, I haven't had my nap. Take care, all.
Autobots, transform and roll out!